All right, man. This video is about ego. So everybody has an ego. When we talk about ego, a lot of people think we talk about arrogance, which is fair to assume because how we actually deal with our ego and how prone we are to like inflating it is like really similar to arrogance, you know what I mean? But ego is basically our sense of self, and everybody has one, whether you'd like to admit it or not, whether you like to think you're a humble guy. Dude, you have an ego, okay? Relax. And so honestly, my dumbass has been like trying to understand my own ego to draw better conclusions and just make better decisions and be less blinded by my ego, because obviously from conventional wisdom we all know that you shouldn't be blinded by the ego or arrogance. We all know that, but I feel like I've seen a lot of examples in my life, even of situations where I was involved and I had my ego blinding me. I feel like one of the biggest freaking example of someone's ego basically like breaking them down would be like one of the greatest artists of our generation, which is Kanye West. He's notorious for having a huge ego and feeling invincible and limitless. This sort of mindset is what like allowed him to make so much of the great art that he made, but at the same time it also made Kanye kind of like impulsive in a way where he kind of did a lot of things without thinking just because he's Kanye West and he can do them. And one of them might have been like his anti Semitic comments, which caused him his entire fortune and, brought him down from the billionaire status to a millionaire status. But yeah, I feel like the ego is important to identify and distinguish from when you're making decisions in life, because like I said, your ego can really, really put you in trouble. And I often see this in the content creation space too. Even with myself, I see it. I struggle with it myself, I wouldn't be talking about these topics if I was immune to it or if I was above them. Honestly, speaking about these topics is like therapeutic for me, but that's like a side tangent. Yeah, and even in the content space, I see a lot of people mistaken, even myself. Like I said, I'm no different than anyone struggling with this. I probably struggle more. A lot of people mistake ego for ambition, which is very, very stupid. And we're actually seeing this happen with like a seasoned OG creator right now, KSI, who has been like involved in a controversy where he has left the Sidemen too abruptly, and there is a lack of communication with him and the Sidemen behind the scenes, which is leading to this whole speculation and hate towards him for like being performative and potentially faking leaving Sidemen, or like how the Sidemen wasn't complicit in his decision of leaving the Sidemen. The details don't matter, but what I think is relevant to this conversation from this situation with KSI is that if you look at his content, he's now trying to be, in his own words, like bigger than Ishowspeed and bigger than MrBeast after leaving the Sidemen.
I'm gonna get more subscribers than Sidemen, and I'm also gonna get more views than Sidemen. So I got more views than Sidemen in a month. So now I just need to get more subscribers. Yeah. And then it's just keep it up, and then it's like, all right, cool. I'm looking at Speed now. I need to try and get more views than Speed.
Yeah.
And I need to get more.
You're on smoke. You're on smoke.
Yeah. And then after Speed, who's next?
Yeah.
Until I get to Jimmy. And then it's like, yeah, me and Jimmy going back to back. Hey, yo, Jimmy.
Oh, how's it going?
How many subscribers you on?
We just hit 500 million. How about you?
Half a billion.
Yeah, subs. But how many subs are you on?
18.4 million.
Oh, well, you'll get there. Just stick at it. How much is the bill? 83 pounds. Thank you.
I'm gonna get there.
Which is, I mean, first of all, I don't want to be an ageist. I don't like the thing where people say, oh, you're pushing 30 or pushing 40. So fucking what, bro? It's like you can still do things that you love, but at the same time, you've been in the game for way too long to be making unrealistic statements like you're gonna surpass MrBeast. You're not, probably not gonna do that, dude. But it's apparent that KSI's ego right now is like really pushing him to, you know, chase that high or like become quote unquote bigger than MrBeast or Ishowspeed because he's left the Sidemen. And it's really almost like a lesson for me as a creator to not mistake operating out of ambition with operating out of ego, because the kind of content KSI is making right now, first off, he's getting a lot of hate for abruptly leaving the Sidemen, which I don't think is justified. I think even one of the Sidemen members came out and said that people shouldn't be, you know, directing racial abuse towards KSI and sending death threats, which some of the people on the internet are. I mean, yeah, those people are fucking crazy, but it's almost a lesson for me as a creator to like not mistake ego with ambition, because, you know, KSI is really trying to enter a new era right now, and he's making all this content where people are saying he's trying to copy MrBeast, and he's, you know, some of the content, forgive me, but it really is cringe where he's doing the 6'7" and all these things.
6'7", 6'7", 6'7".
Aí é muito fácil, o professor é 6'7".
I mean, hey,
And people are saying, dude, you're pushing 40 just to stay relevant. But overall, I feel like there's a fine line between healthy self-confidence, which Kanye should have, you know, leaned more towards, and obviously your ego. And there's a fine line between ambition and ego. And so, yeah, just wanted to talk about that, and, you know, maybe you could resonate. That's it.